of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the broadcast for you for a Tuesday afternoon. Or in the game terms, September 23rd, 1978, or September 15th, 2020. Today we're going to deviate from our pennant chase. We'll have a pennant chase game for you tonight, the Yankees and the Indians. 7 Eastern, Ron Guidry on the hill for the Yankees as we go into Sunday the 24th. Rarely, of course, never would you know if something was to happen to you, whether this would be your last game or not. And in the case of the game that we're about to play for you, this is the very last game of the life of Lyman Bostock. The popular right fielder, who's now known as a chatterbox, came up with the Twins and signed a big free agent deal at the time with the California Angels going in the 1978 season. He was going to be a big money player, was a 5-year deal, certainly would have been a major part of both the 79 and 82 championship divisional runs for the Angels. And remember, in real life, the Angels are finished within 5 games of first on the Kansas City Royals. But with a week to go in the year, Bostock pretty much travels home. The Chicago area was where he grew up. He would play a day game at Comiskey Park and then would travel to visit relatives across the state line in Gary, Indiana. And after the game and later on that night, he is in a car with his uncle and a friend of the uncle's, a woman who had just left her husband. Not sure if the divorce was final yet. Doesn't really matter. And so the husband pulls up alongside, fires a bullet in the vehicle, and instantly kills Bostock. Now, of course, trying to cope with this tragedy like that in the last week of the season is difficult for any team, regardless of position. The Angels still technically had a shot at the division title. And, of course, Minnesota, he was a popular player both with the Twins and the Angels. And so in doing some research and reading some quotes about Bostock at the end of his life, this one stung pretty deep, both in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and in Orange County. And because we did feature the Angels so many times over the course of this replay, I just thought it was fitting that we play his last game, knowing that it's not going to mean anything except for the fact that this man was one of those in the Hall of Very Good, didn't have a very long career or long enough to reach free agency, but is kind of forgotten now. And so we pay tribute to Mr. Bostock and play his last game. So we welcome you to Comiskey Park. Rich Wortham is on the mound for the White Sox. Tex, I'm guessing he's from Oklahoma. Making his 7th start of the year. He's got one more left after this. He is 2-2 with an ERA of .392. He pitched a couple times in May and is back in the rotation for September. Oh yeah, one of the greatest what-ifs ever in Bostock. Not sure he'd ever have gone to Cooperstown, but he certainly should be more than just a footnote in history. Wortham, as I said, 2-2 with .392 ERA. He has not faced the Angels. And his last appearance was a complete game against Seattle on September 15th. In fact, he threw a 3-hitter. 9 innings, he walked 4 and struck out 5, a shutout. It was a day game. How you doing, Shanahan? It was a day game. At least that's what Action PC says. 43 2/3 innings, 47 hits, 19 runs all earned. He walked 20 and struck out 25. He is a fastball pitcher at 88 and a flyball pitcher. Bobby, those cards were incredible that you sent. And this will be the lineup that Wortham will face on a rainy afternoon in Chicago. Bobby Grich will lead off. at second base. Carney Lansford at third will bat second. Bostock, it will be in right field and hit third. Don Baylor, the DH, cleans up. Joe Rudy in left will bat fifth. Ron Jackson is at first. He'll bat sixth. Brian Downing behind the plate will go seventh. And Jim Anderson at short will bat eighth. And Rick Miller with the lefty on the mound will bat ninth. Hey, thank you, Chilmana and Montague, and thanks for the follow. I do appreciate it. Chris Knapp is on the mound. He should go about 115 pitches. Defensively for the White Sox, Bob Molinaro is a 4 and a 6 in left. Chet Lemon is an 8 and a 7 in center. Torres is a 3 and a 3 in right. This really is a September lineup for the White Sox. Eric Soderholm a 5 at third. Chappis, who's got a big hitting streak going and will lead off for Chicago, is a 5 at short. Gates, not Bill, is a 3 at second. And Mike Squires is a 7 at first. Foley a 3 and a 1 behind the plate. So this really is an end-of-the-year lineup for the White Sox. It's raining lightly, 68 degrees, and so Bobby Grich steps to the plate, 292, 10 homers, and 61 RBI. Wortham delivers, popped up left side. Chappis is there, 1 away. Brings up Lansford at 291, 5 homers, and 53 RBI. Not quite a wag crowd here, a little more than wives and girlfriends. End of the season for the White Sox at home. Harry's having a few old styles. Pitch to Lansford. There's a line drive to Soderholm, 2 out. And so this is the man of the hour, Bostock, at 307. 7th in the American League in batting average. And, of course, he certainly has enough at-bats to qualify. Yep, September 23rd, 1978. Okay. And an 11-game hitting streak. So let's hope we can get him a hit or two in his last game. No home runs and 72 RBI. Pitch to Bostock is a ground ball right back to Wortham, over to Squires, and that will retire the side. They go down in order to the Angels. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. So Chris Knapp making start 28. He'll have one more down the stretch. Not a great year for Chris. 14 and 12 with a 4.87 ERA. He is an extreme fly ball pitcher, which probably doesn't help him here at Comiskey. Fastball tops out at 92. Against the White Sox, this is start number 4. 21 innings, 26 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 11. But despite the not-so-great numbers, he is 1-1 with an ERA of 3.86. Mr. Mao and Mike in the truck, how are you? Bostock went 2 for 4 in his last game with a walk. Well, hopefully he can do the same today. Knapp won his last start on the 18th, 9 innings, 8 hits, 1 run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So overall, he actually allowed less hits than innings pitched in real life. In the replay, not so much. 172 innings, 196 hits, 104 runs, 93 earned, 31 home runs. That's a lot. 44 walks and 106 strikeouts. And here's a lineup that he'll face. Harry Chappis, who I've never heard of before, is leading off with a 12-game hitting streak. How about that? Bob Molinaro's in left. He'll bat second. Chet Lemon will hit third in center field. Lamar Johnson is your DH. And he's cleaning up. Eric Soderholm at third will bat fifth. Mike Squires is at first. He'll go sixth. He, for the longest time, was the last left-handed catcher in baseball. Foley behind the plate will bat seventh. Torres in right will bat eighth. And Gates, again not Bill, at second will bat ninth. And Wortham probably will go the distance. He threw 5 pitches in the first. Joe Rudy is a 6 and a 3 and left for the Angels. Rick Miller is a 10 and a 7. Bostock is a 7 and a 6 in right. Carney Lansford a 6 at third. Jim Anderson a 5 at short. Bobby Gritchen 9 at second. Papa Jack is 6 at first, and Brian Downing a 6 and a 5 behind the plate. Knapp is an 8 on the mound with an .857 fielding percentage. Chappis hitting .388 with 7 RBI. And Knapp got him. He got him on a full count looking at 92, 1 out. So here's Bob Molinaro. Bob at .288, 4 homers and 35 RBI. Knapp from the wind. Ground ball, base hit, right side, and Bostock will pick it up. Molinaro's got some speed. He stole 18 bases. Neither Bill nor David. Nope, that's right. No bread for you. Congratulations. Here's Lemon. And if Lemon qualified for the batting title, he'd win it. .375, 11 triples, and 12 home runs with 76 RBI. A monster year where he gets hurt. Yes. Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. Harry Chappis. Yes, right. It was sure nice talking to you. Pitch to Lemon. There goes Molinaro. The throw down to Gretchen. Bob has it stolen. That's 19. So an 0-1 count to Chet. And the pitch from Knapp. Base hit left side. Rudy will cut it off. Molinaro will score. Lemon goes into third. So Rudy had that one go down the line past him. And he throws it into third, and that's a triple. So 1-0 Chicago. And Lemon with his 12th triple. Here's Lamar Johnson, 244, 6 homers and 51 RBI. Man cannot live on bread alone. That would be a pretty sweet surrender, wouldn't it? Pitch to Johnson. There's a ground ball to Gritch, and they'll take the sure out at first. Lemon scores, and it's 2-0. And so 2 out, if we only could, yep. Saw that donut in the window today, and I went, baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. Here's Soderholm, 232, 23 homers, and 90 RBI. 2-0 White Sox here in the first. In the left center, Rudy will make the catch to retire the side. In fact, he makes a diving stop on the grass to make the catch. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. The White Sox 2, the Angels nothing. And so Wortham will face Don Baylor, Joe Rudy, and Ron Jackson here in the second. Baylor at 238, 32 homers, and 102 RBI. Popped up left side, Chappis, 1 out. It's rare, obviously, for any athlete to die in season. And I was actually covering the Nationals. In fact, I covered Jose Fernandez's last start because Washington was down in Miami. Always a wives and girlfriends crowd down there. And he threw a gem. Oh my goodness, could he pitch? And I remember waking up that Sunday morning to the news. Someone had told me that he had passed away, and I posted an article and got yelled at for it because we don't do general baseball, but one of those things. Yes, I would. I would rather be a hammer than a nail. Wouldn't we all? Rudy at 281, 22 homers, and 91 RBI. The ironic thing, Todd, is that Thurman Munson's last game was here in Chicago at Comiskey Park. Pitch to Rudy, struck him out, and so 2 out, and that's the first strikeout for Wortham. Ray Chapman, of course, was hit by a pitch and died that next night or whatever, not whatever. Carl Mays, I believe, threw that, right? And Darryl Kyle, they found dead in his hotel room. Ironically, in Chicago. The Cardinals were at Wrigley. Yep, Steve Owen and Tim Cruz in the boating accident in Florida, spring training. Pitch to Jackson. There's a ground ball to Gates, over to Squires, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Wortham has California shut down through 2. So here's Squires. Mike at 286, 9 RBI. Rich over to first, 1 out. Meyer Foley. Never heard of him. Looking rather studly. At 300 and 2 RBI. He went 12 for 34 in the real year. May they never... Wives and girlfriends? Yeah, may they never meet. Well, not every player is married. That's not assuming that they're having an affair. Pitch to Foley. There's a fly ball to left. Rudy in the foul territory makes the catch, 2 out. How you doing, Lorenzo? Here's Rusty Torres at 333. 3 homers and 6 RBI. 4 of those were mentioned were Indians, and Munson, of course, grew up and was killed in Ohio, Canton Akron Airport. Kind of weird how that all happens, isn't it? Pitch to Torres is a line drive left field. It's going to get past Rudy, and Torres is on with a double. So the third hit off a nap. Here's Joe Gates. Yep, not Dave, not Bob or Bill. Joe's 6 for 20, 300 with 2 RBI. Ball 4. So top of the lineup, Chap is still on that 12-game hitting streak. 9 batters deep for Knapp. 36 pitches, an inning and 2/3. 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Staggs for the Angels was an overdose. Oh, and of course there was no lighting. Bobby Chap said that Ray Chapman never saw that pitch by Carl Mays because the ball was so discolored. Then depending on the time of day and the weather, because no baseball is white. Yeah. It hit him right in the temple, didn't it? That was in Texas, too, if I remember, Mark. Pitch to Chappis as a ground ball. Anderson can't get there, so the hitting streak goes to 13. Run will score, and it's 3-0. Yeah. Yeah, he just can't get hit in that spot. But the batting helmet wasn't really introduced until after the Second World War. Here's Molinaro. He singled, stole his 19th of the year, and scored. Now I'll put in the Gates McFadden joke. And that is not a crusher. Pitch to Molinaro is a ground ball to Lansford to Gritch for 1, and that's all they need. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the third, 3-0 Chicago. So it'll be Downing, Anderson, and Miller. Downing at 246, 5 homers, and 45 RBI. Pitch to Bryan, struck him out. So 1-2, and that's the second strikeout from Wortham. Got him swinging. Brings up Jim Anderson, who's got a 9-game hitting streak going. He's up to 234 with no homers and 10 RBI. Wortham deals. Ground ball to Sauter, home, and that will play Eric. And so that's a hit error, E5. And the Angels have their first base runner for Rick Miller. Rick at 268, a homer, and 27 RBI. So the next 2 pennant chase games will either be, we're doing the Yankees and the Indians tonight. Ron Guidry going on the hill for New York. Now the Rangers can clinch tonight. They have a doubleheader, it's technically tonight. They have a doubleheader against Seattle, and if Kansas City loses, that's their 3. If they do not clinch tonight, we will have them tomorrow at noon. Yeah, those White Sox hats. There is nothing said beer league softball than those White Sox uniforms of that era, right? Pitch to Miller, ball 4. So bases or runners on first and second for Grich. 9 batters, Wortham, 31 pitches, 2 1/3 innings. A walk and 2 strikeouts. You mean the stripe jobbies? Yeah, those were bad too. Not as bad as the orange Oriole ones or some of the outfits that the Pirates put together. Yeah, shorts for a baseball uniform, only Bill Beck, and that was only in '76. Pitch to Grich is a fly ball center field. Lemon will make the catch. Anderson will hold 2 out for Lansford, who's 0 for 1. When did they tear up the turf in the infield and put the grass back? Because Comiskey was a hybrid. You had turf in the infield and Mother Nature in the outfield. Also, why have green on the uniforms? That's a St. Patrick's Day thing. Pitch to Lansford is a ground ball to Chappis. He'll go to Gates for the shutout, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 White Sox. So here's Lemon. He tripled his 12th of the year with a run scored and an RBI. The all-red jerseys for Cleveland, Boog Powell said he looked like a blood clot. Yeah. And, of course, that's what they wore when Frank Robinson became the manager. So here's the first African-American manager in Major League history. And, well, in Boog's case, it'd be a 2-liter bottle of Bloody Mary. But, yeah, I know where you're going at. And that's the image. Pitch to Lemon. Line drive to Anderson, 1 out. Because Chicago? I don't know. I just don't know. Yep, you can see it here in the picture. I love this shot. The exploding scoreboard. Here's Lamar Johnson. Drove home a run in the first. 3-0 White Sox, bottom of the third. Right back to Knapp. Over to first, and that's an out. That's right. He did hit a home run in that first game in '75. Here's Soderholm, 2 out. He's 0 for 1. Bostock, the man we're honoring. Baylor and Rudy in the 4th for the Angels. Line drive to left. Rudy will get there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, 3-0 Chicago. And so Lyman comes to the plate. He's all of 27 years old. And you see here in the replay, he hit 306 in April. In real life, he hit something like 080. And he went to Buzzy Bavasi and Gene Autry and offered to pay back his entire April salary. And they said, Lyman, you can't do that. Just be patient, you'll make up for it. And he did. Very consistent in this replay. Pitch to Bostock. Popped up right side. Squires is going to run out of real estate, and somebody from Belvedere, Illinois, will make the catch, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, for all of Veck's successes, there were quite a few brain cramps. Ground ball to third. Soderholm throws it to first for the out. So 1 away for Baylor, who's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball base hit, left side. That's the first hit for the Angels. Could you imagine if they did auto-tune Demolition Night? Well, do you believe in life after love? Yep, we'll talk about this now. As far as a man that murdered Bostock, he got laws changed in Indiana because he claimed not guilty by reason of insanity and was let go in 2 years. Just incredible. And so they had to toughen the law. Okay, you can plead insanity, But, yeah. Except for 10-cent beer night. Vec self-disavowed that one. Rudy struck out his first time up. Throw to first. Baylor is out. Baylor got caught. So 2 out. Nobody on for Rudy. Yeah, that's the way that things were then. You're right, Jamie. Law got tough on the BS insanity stuff. Sure, a lot of people started to pay attention to that after John Hinckley Jr. shot President Reagan. He at least spent a long time in a facility. But yes. Pitch to Rudy. There's a fly ball to right. Torres is there. Makes the catch, and that's the inning. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom of the 4, 3-0 Chicago. Yep, that was against the Rangers, wasn't it? 10-cent beer night. Mike Squires is 0 for 1. Knapp starts the bottom of the 4th on 52 pitches. There's a base hit up the middle. Miller going to second with it. Squires is in with a double. So the 5th hit for the White Sox. Both teams have stranded 2. And here's Mar Foley, who's 0 for 1 and probably showing up in Jamie's 81 AAA replay. Pitch to Foley is a ground ball, base hit left side. Squires will hold at third. Nope, they're going to send him home. Rudy's going to throw it. Downing is ready to throw in time. They got him. That was pretty shallow to try to score the run, and Rudy just threw a strike down to the plate. He is actually with Edmonton. Now, if any of the guys from when we did the 40s replay are in your 81 replay, we got some problems. Vec was the man behind the idea of growing the ivy on the brick outfield walls at Wrigley. What was he, a PR man for the Cubs back in the 30s? Here's Torres. Rusty doubled and scored his first time up. Popped up. Downing makes the catch against the screen. So 2 out. And Foley on second for Joe Gates, who walked his first time up. No, he didn't have any shortages of ideas. The first major league team he bought, I believe, was the St. Louis Browns. Or did he own the Indians before? He was an innovator. Not everything worked. Disco Demolition Night comes to mind. Pitch to Gates. There goes Foley. Ground ball, base hit left side. Foley will score. And it's 4-0 Chicago. He would fit in just fine this year with all the rule change. I think he'd love him. I think he would absolutely love him. All right, so Bobby says he found that out while reading about the history of Wrigley. That actually does sound like a Vec thing, doesn't it? So one that had the space alien, the Martian, as the player mascot for the Browns. On the White Sox, of course, twice. He's the one that came up with Ladies' Day for the Indians, too. Chap is 1 for 2. He singled, driven in a run, and struck out. Knapp threw 18 batters, 69 pitches, 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. In the left, Rudy makes the catch, and that will retire the side. The White Sox get another run on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the 4-0 Chicago. So Ron Jackson, the bleacher shower was a good idea, as long as you kept your shorts on. Brian Downing and Jim Anderson to face Wortham here in the 5th. Ron is 0 for 1. And there's a ground ball to Soderholm. Over to Squires across the way, and that's a bang-banger. 10-cent beer night. You read in a book called The Curse of Rocky Colavito. Here's Downing. Bryan struck out his first time up. Wortham from the line, right back up the box, over to Squires, 2 out. 2 out for Anderson, who's 0 for 1. Jim is still sitting on a 9-game hitting streak. To first, Squires has it for the out. And so Anderson is retired. We're halfway home. And so it's the White Sox 4, the Angels being 1 hit. I still want to know what your fetish is with dog biscuits in Cleveland, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I remember Bottlegate. All right. It's all Chicago all the time. So eat your deep dish pizza, drink your old style. Chet Lemon tripled in the first to score Bob Molinaro, 1-0 White Sox. Then Lamar Johnson with a fielder's choice to bring home Lemon, 2-0. Harry Chappis singled to score Torres in the second to make it 3-0, and Harry now has a 13-game hitting streak. And Joe Gates singled home Foley, 2 players that are not even household names in their own house, and it's 4-0 White Sox in the bottom of the 5th. Chris Knapp pitching out the string, 4 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned. And Wortham throwing a 1-hitter as we start the bottom of the 5th. It literally is right over the border. So 15, 20 minutes. Gary is literally on the Indiana-Illinois border. Here's Molinaro. Bob is 1 for 2. He has singled, stolen a base, and scored. Pitch from Knapp. There's a ground ball to Lansford. Over to first, and Molinaro is out on the bang-banger. That was a close play. 1 out for Lemon. Have no idea if he knew the Jacksons or not. Joe Gates also was on the 81 Edmonton Trappers. You have to remind me who Edmonton belonged to at that point, besides Wayne Gretzky. Back then, those guys, a 4A player, essentially. And so you get stuck in AAA for years. You're not a prospect anymore, so you're not in... Oh, it was the White Sox. I know they're AA team, Glens Falls, New York. So you're not a prospect, so you wouldn't be in Glens Falls, as the case with the White Sox. And so, with expansion, he'd be like in Arizona or Florida or something like that. Pitch to Lemon is a long drive to left field. Back goes Rudy, and they're in a ballpark in America holding that one down. That's in the upper deck. Oh, baby. And it's 5-0 White Sox. Wow, that was crushed. Joe Rudy just turned around. He watched it go. Never moved. It's not Chris Knapp's best game ever. So 5-0 Chicago. Here's Lamar Johnson. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Pitch struck him out. Got him on an 0-2 curve on the inside corner. And that's the second for Chris. 2 out for Soderholm. Miller, Gritch, and Lansford. And then Bostock, should anybody reach, in the 6th. In the center, Miller will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The big blast by Lemon makes it 5-0. A run, a hit, and no errors. So Miller walked his first time up. Yeah, some kid by the name of Bueller caught that one. Donkashane, darling. Donkashane. Pitch to Miller, ball 4. No word if someone was wearing a Gordie Howe jersey next to him. Here's Grich, top of the lineup. Wortham, 18 batters, 65 pitches, 5+ innings, 1 hit. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. I don't believe that Matthew Broderick is on the Dodgers' 10-day injured reserve. So here's Grich, 0 for 2. He lines out one to left, right on Molinaro. You can go get a cheeseburger and fries at Al's with that, 1 out. So here's Lansford. Carney, 0 for 2. Throw to first, Miller back. Yep, yeah, we weren't talking about the Dodgers either. That was at Wrigley. Yes, it was. It was his sister back in, actually, Ferris. That movie came out, what, 87? So he was a senior. Ferris Bueller, because we care about these things, would have been a first grader in 1978. Pitch to Lansford. There's a ground ball to Chappis. They'll go to Gates for a 1, over to Squires. And not in time. And so once again, here's Bostock. He's 0 for 2. Oh, 86? Okay, so he would have been he would have been in the second grade in 1978. So Ferris Bueller would have been a year behind me. Bueller. That's why his seats were in the upper deck. So Bostock should get one more chance after this. He's 0 for 2 up the middle, and so he's going to get a base hit. Lansford will hold, and that's only the second hit for the Angels in the ball game. It was a foul ball, you're right. So here's Baylor. He's 1 for 2. Runners on first and second. Hey, it's the end of the season at Comiskey. It's not like a Chekhov's foul ball. There you go. It's not like there were standing room only here. Maybe to hear Harry sing the 7th inning stretch. Pitch to Baylor is popped up. Foley behind the plate. Takes off the mask. Has it for the out, and that will retire the side. Angels strand 2. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 White Sox. So here's Squires. 1 for 2. Has himself a double. Foley and Torres coming up. Yes, he did shut down that stereo. Yeah, Hawk Harrelson did the Sox games up until last year, I think it was. Oh, possibly. You're absolutely right. Sitting by in the center field bleachers is Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Pitch to Squires is popped up left side. Lansford makes the catch in foul territory, 1 out. So Marv Foley is 1 for 2. Marv has singled and scored. I'm guessing Armour would have been the hot dog of the White Sox, right? Pitch to Foley. There's a fly ball to left. Rudy in the corner makes a great catch against the wall. 2 out. For Rusty Torres is 1 for 2 with a double. Pitch from Knapp. Struck him out, so Knapp finally finds some groove here. He swings and misses at a 2-2, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, 5-0 Chicago. So Rudy, Jackson, and Downing to face Wortham here in the 7th. Yep, Hawk did a lot of games. And back then, yep, on WGN, him and Wimpy, Tom Paciorek. Pitch to Rudy into right field. 1 out. You think some kid named Ducky stole the ball from Bueller. No, Ferris always got the ball. Bounced off his sister's nose, though. She had to get a nose job. Rusty Torres had legal trouble with kids. Here's Ron Jackson. He's 0 for 2. Pitch from Wortham. Ground ball to Gates. Over to first. Joe Medwick. Was he still alive in 1978? Brian Downing is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There's a ground ball to Chappis. Over to first. Stretch time. Stretch! Stretch! So Joe Medwick passed away in 75, and nobody ever puts baby in a corner. Chris Knapp starts the bottom of the 7th. It's Joe Gates, Chappis, and Molinaro. Gates singled, walked, and drove in a run, his 3rd of the year. And Ron Bloomberg will pinch hit. Yeah, Hawk Harrelson did color on Red Sox games, with Dick Stockton doing the play-by-play. Bloomberg at 208, 4 homers and 18 RBI. The first DH ever in baseball history. Pitch to Bloomberg. There's a base hit all the way to the wall. Bostock will pick it up. The throw to second. And Bloomberg is on with a double. Now, Bloomberg has the speed of me. And so Knapp, 6+ innings, 27 batters, 102 pitches, 9 hits. The home run to Lemon. All 5 runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. Pitch to Chappis is into right. Bostock will bobble the ball, and that's an error. Chappis goes into second. It's a 2-base error on the right fielder. Oh, goodness gracious. Harry could do that for sure. So runners on, who could drink more? Harry. Bloomberg on 3rd. Chappis on 2nd. That's enough of Chris Knapp. And so Paul Hartzell will come in. Paul made 12 starts on the year. He's lost his last 3 decisions. He's 3-8 with a 4.76 ERA. Fastball pitcher, 85, and a ground ball pitcher. Against the White Sox, 6th appearance in relief, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. His last start came a week ago against Kansas City, 8 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. So in 147 in the 3rd innings, he's allowed 167 hits, 81 runs, 78 earned, 10 homers, 39 walks, and 51 strikeouts. Fastball pitcher at 85. You gotta be bleeping me. You gotta be bleeping me. Castiglione got his start in your screen name. His first year was in 1982 with Ken Pullman on Boston Red Sox Campbell Sports Network. You know who he replaced? Pitch to Molinaro. And, there's catcher's interference. He swung on and missed a 1-2, but it caught the glove of Downing, and so the bases are loaded. So no strikeout for Lemon, who was 2 for 3. He has tripled, homer, driven in 2, and scored 2. Hartzell, by the way, because everyone is wondering, pitched for Vancouver in 1981. The pitch to Anderson. Going to try for two. Grich for one. Over to Jackson. And that should be two. And, well, Bloomberg will score to make it 6-0, and it is. So this one's all Chicago. Here's Johnson. He's 0 for 3 with the strikeout and an RBI. Chappis on third. Anderson, Miller, and Grich for the Angels in the 8th. Hartzell popped up. Anderson. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 errors. After 7, 6-0 Chicago. So is Harry. Yeah, Ned Martin and Kid Coleman. Ned Martin, of course, would be a very popular radio combination with Jim Woods about the time that Stockton and Harrelson called the games on television. Why on earth would Chicago have minor league teams way over in Canada? No one said the White Sox were well run. I don't know. There must have been some incentive. Maybe there was a direct flight. Oh, it is Chicago. There's direct flights from everywhere. Here's Anderson. He's 0 for 2. In the center, Lemon rides the Schwinn, 1 out. So here's Rick Miller. He has walked twice because Nashville rejected them. That's why. They wanted Nashville, and Nashville said no. But Washington had a team in Syracuse, and then the Mets bought the Syracuse team right out from underneath the Nats. So the last year I covered the Nats, they had to finish the year, and so the New York Mets owned the Washington Nationals AAA team. Pitch to Miller. Ground ball to Wortham over to Squires for the out. Here's Grich. He's 0 for 3. So Wortham, 27 batters deep, 105 pitches, 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Fresno's a great place to eat raisins and watch beach volleyball. It's not like the weather's ever cold. Pitch to Grich, ball 4. Well, no one went this year. Here's Lansford. He's 0 for 3. I was talking at one point of Sacramento building a Major League ballpark, I think maybe to get the A's. I've never been to California. So Foley and Wortham try to get on the same page. Wortham's pitched a gem of a ball game here. Lansford in the opposite field, in the left. Molinaro is there, and that will retire the side. Wortham is throwing a 2-hitter. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-0 White Sox. So Soderholm, Squires, and Foley to face Hartzell here in the 8th. Soderholm 0 for 3. Hartzell, line drive right field. Bostock throws it back in for the single. 10th hit for the White Sox. 6 runs, 10 hits, an error for Chicago. They've left 4 on. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left on for California. Beach volleyball babes in the mountains. I believe I've read some Klingon material that kind of simulates that. Sometimes the ships are worth that extra mile, Lorenzo. Pitch to Squires is a ground ball, base hit up the middle. And Soderholm will stop at second. Runners on first and second. Nobody out for Foley. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch. Got him. So the first strikeout for Hartzell. An 0-2 curve swung on and missed. 1 out. That's right, Jamie. In the early 80s, Vancouver was pushing to get an MLB team. They pretty much built the same style dome as the Metrodome. The guy that owned them was also the owner of the CFL Montreal team, who snagged Vince Ferragamo and some other NFL guys that year. Ferragamo's career was pretty much shot. But yes, the BC Lions, they built the dome, and it was the exact same design, including the Teflon roof that they used in Minneapolis for the Twins and the Vikings. And there was holes that got ripped in there, and so the BC roof collapsed from snow as well. Pitch to Torres, who's 1 for 3 into right field. Bostock will make that catch. Everybody goes back. Well, Soderheim will tag and go to third. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Pryor. Greg at 248. 4 homers and 23 RBI. Big payday for Vince, absolutely. The Humpty Dome, yep. Is Jan Stevenson, well, Jan's kind of old for us. So Greg Pryor, who is a Facebook star. Ground ball to Lansford, goes to Gritch for the easy out, and that will retire the side. Pryor, by the way, a 4 at second. And so here it is, the last at-bat for Lyman. He'll finish the replay around 3:07. 574 at-bats. 27 extra base hits. He drove in 72, scored 69 times. What, the football, the BC Lions? Same place. They took the roof off. He stole 18 bases and grounded into 28 double plays. His OPS is going to be within 1 of his real-life number at 740. He walked 65 times and struck out 30. Wortham deals. He's going to go 2 for 4. He's in there with a double. What a way for Bostock to end the ball game. That is a lot of double plays. So he matches his real-life number and goes 2 for 4. In fact, he has 2 of the 3 Angel hits. Yet Joe Cap was a QB for BC. Here's Baylor. He's 1 for 3. Can we get Bostock a run his last time up? Wortham deals. Into left field. Molinaro is there. 1 out. He's going to tag to throw to Soderheim. Gets away. And Bostock will score. So Molinaro uncorks a terrible throw, and Soderholm couldn't get it. So Bostock will score, and so the last time that he plays will be a happy memory. He goes 2 for 4 and scored a run. So here's Rudy. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Wortham loses his shutout. There's a liner to the left. Molinaro will pick it up. And that's the 4th hit. So here's Ron Jackson. He's 0 for 3. Yeah, Joe Cap getting in the cane fight. Who says you can't hold a grudge when you're older? That poor woman trying to run that panel. So tell me about it. Oh, yeah, you want to do that? It's kind of like Carlton Fisk giving the finger to the Yankee dugout in one of those ALCS games. Joe Cap was also the quarterback for the Vikings in their first Super Bowl, Super Bowl IV. Was not Fran Tarkenton, but it was the same result. Pitch to Jackson. There's a ground ball to Pryor. Chappis for 1, no throw to first, and there's 2 out for Downing. The owner, Jamie, says he's thinking of Nelson Scalabania, owner of the Oilers, also moved the Flames from Atlanta to Calgary. So no real post-game show for this. Pennant Chase tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Joe Pawpaw was the quarterback for BC in 82. Okay. And in Edmonton, it was Warren Moon. Pitch to Downing. Right back up the box, over to first, and the White Sox will win the ball game rather easily, 6-1. So if this was a regular broadcast, Rich Wortham would be our Digital Dice MVP. 9 innings. He throws a 4-hitter. Somehow that run was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2, and he goes to 3-2 on the year. The White Sox go to 73 and 81, 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. California 75 and 80, a run on 4 hits and 2 errors. Chris Knapp did not pitch well. He goes to 14 and 13, 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. A homer, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, and Hartzell retires. Well, he faced 8 batters and retired 6. But as in all of our tribute memorial games, the MVP is the one that we're remembering in Lyman Bostock. 2 for 4 with a run scored. And, well, we won't talk about the error that he made. And so it would be impossible, I think, to pay enough tribute to Lyman Bostock for what kind of player he was. He played in a small market in Minnesota and had that 1 year in California. It would have been a different story if he had not been killed, because he certainly would have been in right field when the Angels made the playoffs in 79, and probably would have been out there in 82 because you could have just shoved Reggie Jackson as a DH. And so hopefully we have done some of that. And so thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time.